Welcome to She Navigates Child Welfare, where every episode reveals the power of family, healing, and reunification.
When her She Navigators program opened up, I was happy to be here in the house amongst professional women in a professional atmosphere to show me how to be a better mother, how to take the things that I learned and apply them now in my life. And it turned everything around.
At She Navigates Child Welfare, we believe in the strength of families and the profound impact of reunification. Each week, we bring you heartfelt stories of perseverance, love, and the unwavering commitment to family restoration. Through the voices of those who have navigated the complexities of the child welfare system, we shine a light on the journey of healing and the path toward reuniting families.
And they have accepted the petition for my children to come home.
Now, here's your host, Latoya Conway-Hampton.
Living in Los Angeles County, so many of our children are placed in foster care. They're removed from us. They're placed with foster parents who've been certified and trained to care for our children. They open their doors to allow our children to come move in. And then we get a chance to have a visit. And when we're visiting with our children and they just been removed, we don't know how to respond. Should I hug them? Should I talk about why they're in foster care? Do I cry while they're there? What are some important things to do? My name is Latoya Conway-Hampton. And for the last 25 years, I've worked to support Department of Children and Family Services, working with birth parents whose children have experienced removal of their parents' care. And today we want to talk about how it feels as a mother or a father to get your kids removed, and what should you do when you go to the visit. And it's real important when you go visit with your children for the very first time or an ongoing process that you do not talk about whatever the case situation is. I know you feel it in your heart. You want your kids to know that you did your very best. You want people to know that you're innocent. All of that stuff matters, but not at this point. When you go and you make your very first visits with your children, it's important that you just hug them and love them and be supportive to them. And they may say, "Mom, why am I here? Dad, what's going on?" Your job as a parent to say, "We can't talk about it right now, but I'll let you know when I'm able to do so." But during that very first visit and those visits, ongoing visits, it's important that you show them love and affection and that you're very engaging with them at that visit. You know, bring some games, bring board games. I know a lot of times our children are more technology driven, but when you have a child that's focusing so much on technology, they don't know how to interact with people because they're so tech savvy. And so you see all of the kids, they're so awkward around other people because there is just them and technology. And so as their parents, when you're visiting, bring some board games, play Uno. I remember a time when my kids were in care and I had my very first visit. So I'm going in this environment and I'm gonna use the terminology sterile. It was very sterile. There were social workers in the room. It was a monitoring site. And you can't do this, you can't do that. You gotta sit here, you gotta sit there. I didn't know how to show my children love or affection. I didn't know if I could hug them. One of my babies tried to sit on my lap and I was like, I didn't want them to sit on me because I didn't know if they could. Be normal. Normalize the fact that as much as you can while being monitored. Now, I know you probably feel like, these are my children. How dare them tell me what to do with my kids? But at this point in time, you're under the eyes of a watchful person who's making sure that you can be appropriate with your children. Now, I'm not saying you haven't been. I'm just saying that's what their job is. And so your job is to make that child feel as normal as possible. So when visiting with them, give them hugs, play games, talk about fun memories. Another one of my favorite things to do was to play charades. Have them interact. Put the video games down, put your cell phone down. Sometimes you're not allowed to take pictures. And I know it's irritated and frustrated. Those are my kids. Who are you to tell me that I can't? It's just a part of the process. Get through that part as soon as possible. And the more responsible you are with your visits, the sooner your visits will become unmonitored. And then after unmonitored, then you get to go out in the community. Then they get to come into your house. Then they come for overnights, weekends, and then reunification. So go through the process. Don't spend a lot of time trying to explain at your very first visit to your children what happened. Just love on them. Because let me tell you what happened. When those kids are removed from you, they're feeling something. Like, what did I do wrong? They're taking it personal like it's something that they did, which it has nothing to do majority of the time of what the kid did. It has a lot to do with what we done as a parent or what we weren't able to do as a parent. So remember, when you go and visit with those children, be on time, be consistent, be as natural as possible, even though you're under a microscope, and have fun. You're the mother and the father of those children, and they deserve to see you. But remember, as long as you and your children are a part of the department, there are some protocols you must follow in order to get to the other side. So go visit them babies, love them babies. And last tip, lesson learned. Don't feel like it's necessary that every time you go, you bring a gift. Because what happens is when you don't have gifts to bring the children, sometimes they're looking for it. And so now every time you show up, you got to bring a gift. If you don't have a gift, they really don't have nothing to say. Then you get your feelings hurt. Like, well, dang, what's wrong with me? So you can bring a gift if they earn it. You know, take food, take healthy food. Don't fill them babies up with sugar and then leave them at home with the foster parents to take care of. Because then they're like, every time those kids come back from their visits with their parents, they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's because they got 10 pounds of sugar. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you understand that you're the parent, but right now there are special things and considerations that you have to take upon as you go visit your children. Visitation is paramount to reunification. Go see those babies.